What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 215 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
What's up, everybody?
We got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Your game doesn't need to make all the money, but it needs to survive longer than a year.
And we got the Ray Trace 2 Rag Madrid, Devon.
Pouring one out for Knockout City.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about the PS5 Discord beta. We're going to be talking about the Guilty Gear Strive crossplay beta. And we're going to be talking about live service games shutting down. So, this week, I did something for the first time with my PlayStation. PS5's been out 2 years, and I haven't ventured into the dark, murky waters of the beta program in a while. But PlayStation finally got Discord in the newest beta firmware. And it adds a lot of other stuff too. Like it adds 1440p variable refresh rate, and it adds like playtime and game progress to like that live activity area. Mm-hmm. So, but the big thing is the way Xbox had it originally, where you'd transfer a call from a phone or from a computer to your PlayStation. And you could just be in like a group message. You could be in just a voice channel in whatever server. And all you have to do is transfer it. And as long as your system's on, it'll connect. So the PSN party's been a ghost town because the Discord is... We finally have it. So now, Chris, you have no excuse. Jalen, you really have no excuse to be Endwalker.
True.
When I get around to being fucking Endwalker.
But see,
I'll get around to that shit. Right now, I'm watching anime. I just straight up, I fucked around and started watching fucking Gundam Unicorn again.
I've been fucking around watching the Bleach dub. I'm like about halfway through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I did last Saturday. I just sat back and let that shit play.
Ichigo's in the jail right now. Like, beginning of the next episode, he's probably going to get out and make it to the Soul Society.
Yeah. Hearing John Young Bosch, like, his war cries and then the Bankai, it's like, oh, this is peak.
It has the cold confidence that you really need.
Yeah, he really don't miss. One of my top voice actors.
Also, just summoning a Bankai is just so fucking cool. It's just so fucking cool.
The missed opportunity is when the 4 captains that got their Bankai stolen all used their Bankai at the same time. Only one of them actually said Bankai. I'm like, you could have split the screen in 4.
Right. You should have had all 4 of them layered over each other the entire time.
Bankai.
And you know what's gonna hit when there's this pause in between the syllables. When you got that pause in between, you're like,
But yeah, it was just the only one you heard say Bankai was Byakuya, but
of course
Toshiro, Soifon, and Kamamura all used their Bankai at the same time. Like hearing any of them say Bankai.
Especially Yororichi, because isn't this like the one time we will ever actually see her use it?
Not Yororichi, Soifon. And
sorry.
The reason I realized the reason they did those 4 captains is because those 4 captains, we had already seen their Bankai. So you wouldn't have had to explain anything. It was like, all right, we know Byakuya's, we know Toshiro's, we know Soifon's, and we know Kamamura's.
Oh, the funniest thing there is
when
the funniest thing there is when Byakuya was like, "Wait, Renji, save your Bankai. We might need it." I'm like, "Don't do it, a giant ass snake." That's not about to help anybody here.
Like the one time Denbi Zabumaru did not get broken was during the Fullbring arc, and that's just because Renji was bringing hands.
Yeah. Yeah, the Soul Reaper showed up there and was like, yeah, we want smoke. Like, nobody's about to fuck
all
with
the
us.
smoke.
We got deployed here to clean this shit up. Now that true Bankai, though.
I'm
That's what
ready
you
for
need.
that last episode of Ichigo and like the getting the new Bankai.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for that dubbed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the PS5 Discord beta, now we can have everybody on. There's no excuses. It works on Xbox. It's going to be available for everybody on PlayStation. But now, Chris, you can play 14 with us without needing to boot up your PlayStation.
That's nice.
The fact that we could just start hanging out in parties again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we never stopped.
I mean, I could just get you guys to come into Discord and be like, it's not that hard to go into Discord.
Right. All you have to do is say, hey, Discord, and it's like, okay.
That's fine.
But now it's even easier because I won't even have to unplug my headset from my PlayStation controller and plug it into my computer.
Yeah. All I
That
have
is
to
so
do now.
convenient.
All I have to do now is log into Discord either on my phone or my laptop, and then transfer the call from the Discord to the PlayStation. Wow, in just 3 easy steps.
I recorded Table Cheese with Darren last night, and I was talking about, like, everything's right here. So here's the connector with my headset in it currently. Here's my controller, and my USB-C charger is just right here. It's never an issue of plugging in my controller or plugging in my headset. Everything is literally within arm's length.
Yo. I mean, you just got to be ready for everything. And you don't want to be inconvenienced. You don't have to get up, pause your session.
That was the one thing. So the controller firmware got an update, and now apparently they got it to where you can update your controller wirelessly, and you don't have to plug it in. And I was like, I really don't mind having to plug in my controller because it's literally, even my second controller, it's just right here. I can...
I mean, yeah.
All right, but what if
You're not going to be able to use it anyways.
What if you go to update it and you're just not plugged in, and now you have to take that extra action of like, let me go reach over to grab this wire to plug in my controller.
I mean, I guess for most people, they put away. Maybe they don't like wires and they declutter, and so the act of going to find a USB-C cable to plug in their controller is a little more of a inconvenience than just having.
What if they have like a charging,
Like
deck that they use?
Because
That's
when
true.
I was peak on my PlayStation, I had my controller plugged in 95% of the time.
Well, the PS4 controllers died like fucking.
I mean, PS5...
PS5 controllers die like fuck.
I was asking because I don't know the PS5 controller. Like, how the things work.
I feel like they last a little bit longer.
No, I can tell you right now from a person who has both his controllers running actively at the same time, my PS5 controller always needs to be charged. My PS4 controller can stay on for like 6 hours, 7 hours.
Really? My
Yes.
PS4 controllers were dying like 2,
If
3 hours.
If you
I have-
felt like the
have a rotation.
PS4, Chris, you just don't play on your PS5. That's the thing. Playing on
Isn't your
PS5?
entire gaming setup hooked into your desk, so it wouldn't be that much of a pain in the ass for your controller to be wired in the first place?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a pain for me. I was just saying, like, people that just play home consoles probably don't have a USB-C in their living room connected to their PS5 at all.
Oh, well, I mean, it comes with...
I know it comes with. I'm just saying, people maybe they just don't do that.
What if they have like a charging
And so-
station? Like set
Yeah,
up where you
exactly.
plug
Yeah.
your
If they
shit
like,
into?
and they come and pick that up, so they never have a USB-C.
I mean,
So
if that's your setup,
updating
like
wirelessly
now,
just seems like a convenient thing that wasn't hard for PlayStation to solve.
yeah. And I mean, I was talking to Darren about it. The PS5 launched and it was like 4K, 60 or 120 locked FPS. It didn't have a lot of the things Xbox had with variable refresh rate. It didn't have 1440p support. Now it got both of those things along the way, and now it has both of them at the same time with this update. So we have it 1080p, 1440p, full 4K. We have variable both refresh rates. So like if your game, if your monitor supports it, or your TV, I guess, because TVs apparently have VRR now, which is ridiculous. I'm like,
TVs have VR on it.
VRR, variable
Oh, I
refresh
was like,
rate. The extra
yeah.
R.
Yeah,
First
my
V
OLED
doesn't
has
stand
like
for-
a whole like gaming section that it'll pop up and let you know what your frame rate is.
Yeah, that's
Like-
one thing I'd really like on the PlayStation. Is just because the Steam Deck having the system level just put the FPS in the corner. That's all I really
cool.
need. I don't need like all my stats, and I like certain games. Like I know Apex and Fortnite would give me my FPS.
Yeah.
Just like I'd turn on the statistics and you'd be able to see stuff like that. But just having it on a system level, universal across the board, I just have that number in the corner. That'd be really nice.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way you can like kind of do that.
I mean, you could run it through a capture card on a There's no way to do it with Xbox or PlayStation system level settings, but there's definitely a way to find out your frame pacing and all of that through an HDMI. Because that's what Digital Foundry does. It's like, all right, well, we're running the Switch through this, and we're picking up like the frame stutters and the frame pacing issues and all of that through like what's getting put through the HDMI. So, I mean, that's what. There are definitely tools.
Yeah.
But I know Digital Foundry has like proprietary shit that they've like built for this because that's their whole thing.
I mean, yeah, they got the means.
But yeah, having Discord, I fully expect, and it being native on Xbox, we finally have a crossplay voice chat solution that is on the hardware level built into everything.
Right. It's pretty cool. It's definitely going to be a game changer. Right now there are a couple bugs, like you'll get kicked randomly. When people join the Discord, you don't really see any notifications or you don't hear the doo-doo. So that's still weird. Like people just appear and they're in the conversation. It's like, yo, when the f- did you get here? Yo, whose class is this? Like, once they get all of that sorted out,
And once you don't
need
need
to learn how to say hi.
But the thing is, if you just randomly hear hi or like what's up
I
or
guess
whatever,
so.
it's like, who is that? It's just a male it's somewhere in their late 20s, early 30s saying hey.
right? And now more people have been like popping in the chat, so it's like, who's this? Who's this?
Right, and then it's like
Is it?
Darren and Deshaun, they sound so similar because they're brothers.
Is it gonna have? I wonder if they like could integrate this, like, because me playing like 14 and being in the Discord, I can see everyone's icon on the top, like left of the screen, so I can see if anyone pops in or even who's talking.
Right, and so right now we have to have a host device, and what I did is my Discord's always open on my secondary monitor anyway while I'm playing games, so I just had it on the part where the voice chat is. So like even if I were using Discord on my computer and talking, that's the same way I see who's in there and like when people join and stuff, because it's just kind of right there. But
I used my phone as the host, so like I could kind of see it, but you know my phone would be locked most of the time, so I didn't notice. But if you hit the PlayStation button, you will be able to see this Discord like in the card. And when you go into the card, you can see like all our Discord icons and shit, and like what games we're playing. So that's pretty cool.
That was the cool thing, hovering over the voice
All the Hotep,
channel.
all the Hotep babbies. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't have anything to drink.
I don't have anything to drink.
All I have like that's edible within range is some gum.
Was that some fries or some gum?
Yes, I have 2 singular fries in a package, especially, and it's just chilling sideways on my desk, waiting for the right moment to strike.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Good luck, fries. I feel you.
As a man, I understand. But yeah, it also came in clutch because of we were testing this beta, right?
Yeah.
But then the Guilty Gear open beta is out, so Justin and Deshaun were playing. And Deshaun was on Xbox, so we were all just like in Discord. Except for Justin, he just didn't want to hop into the party.
Everybody was on PlayStation except Deshaun, who was on Xbox, and like Madrid was hosting it from his phone, so we got to test a lot of different things. And Madrid, we played a game of Guilty Gear. I know you were talking about trying to get Guilty Gear soon. Finally.
Yes, I'm gonna cop. Like, I started having some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anton, we have to run it back because I demand my revenge.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, I'm showing up to get my ass beat while I'm waiting on Darren, so
We only played one match, though.
Yeah, Madrid and I only played one match. Madrid doesn't have the game. I haven't played the game in probably a year, so...
Yeah, I was on Giovanna, and Giovanna's not a character I remember how to play just off rip. Like, if I picked Biking, I would have been fine, or somebody I actually play. Mm-hmm. But I did start testing out Testament, and they're fine. They're fine. The mixed potential.
Got some nice.
The gender is fluid.
It comes out of the site.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, it comes out of the site.
Comes out of the site. You know, they'll attach a succubus to you, and that gameplay is fun. Like, I started traveling up towers and shit. I'm like, damn, I'm getting tizzed. So now, if I get it, I have to, of course, get it with all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, everybody except Bridget is... You can't buy a version without everybody but Bridget anymore.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that was the thing is instead
I
of
want Bridget too, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't buy well, yeah, if you buy, you'd have to buy the Season 2 pass, but the Season 1 pass just isn't a thing anymore. It's just part of the base game. Yeah.
And the base game is just like 40.
Right. So you're getting everybody, and the only thing is you'd have to get the Season 2 pass to get everybody who's coming after Bridget, but they've been weirdly quiet about that.
Oh, I'm sure we're probably about to get somebody soon.
It definitely didn't come out because
oh no, we got Sin Kisuke
in the game. Like, Sin Kisuke's out.
Yeah, he's the character after Bridget.
Yeah.
He's in the beta.
Black boy.
He's like a 2-year-old in a grown ass man's body.
Which is the fact that what is he, I think it was the first Guilty Gear character to deal with that, because Dizzy's also like that.
Dizzy's his mom.
You know what? God damn it.
And Kai Kisuke is his dad.
You know what? That makes a lot. That part I understand.
And Soul Bad Guy's his dad.
Yeah. But Jacko is not his mom.
Jacko is not his mom.
Okay, so yeah, Sin Kisuke, and then...
Also, the funny thing about Bridget is so many people bought just Bridget, is that at the end of last year, they made a discount just so the people who only bought Bridget could get the rest of the characters. They're like, so many of you only bought Bridget. Here's a discount so you can get the rest of the damn game.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who do I want next?
I mean,
this is tough. I don't know. Jam, maybe?
You know I want Elfit at all points in time.
Venom. I like Venom. Fucking
pool plan, motherfucker.
Dizzy. Yeah.
Yeah, Dizzy.
Yeah. We'll probably get somebody new, though.
Yeah, new characters always.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe we'll finally get that man. Like, they leaked his character. They leaked his character model not leaked, but data mined his character model so long ago. I thought he was going to be on DLC Pack 1.
Oh no, that man would have to be the last DLC character for the game.
That man.
Just straight up. That man would have to.
What about Bedman?
Bedman's a solid option. Actually, Bedman is who I see coming next.
Oh man, fuck Bedman. What about Answer?
Fucking Answer. I would love to see Answer, but I would put my money on Bedman.
I'm looking.
Abba would be fine too.
Guilty Gear characters.
Fucking love Guilty Gear. Like from the characters to the soundtrack. It's
The
so
soundtrack we were playing. I'm just like, this soundtrack just never ceases to hit.
That shit is just peak. Oh my god.
That's
I love fighting games.
thought.
Right. Oh, Johnny would be fine too.
Honey with the coins.
Bink. Bink. Coins in the IE jutsu? Come on. Too clean.
All right. So while we were beta testing Guilty Gear Strive with its live service crossplay services, a bunch of other games this past week got shut down. Just like live service games. Some of them only like 6 months old are just getting shut down. So the first big one is Rumbleverse, and that was like an Epic made Battle Royale, and it was Iron Galaxy that made it, that was responsible for Killer Instinct. So it was like a hardcore fighting game Battle Royale, and it didn't even last 6 months before getting shut down.
I never got around to actually trying Rumbleverse.
Me neither. I downloaded it and then deleted it and then thought about it a couple times, but just never got into it. So
Time sink game for me. It's a fun battle royale, but the thing about it is like every single one of those. This has basically been my problem with a lot of like the AAA tier of gaming is they ask for entirely too much time, in my opinion. Like they all want to be the infinite grind game. It's like I don't need an infinite grind game. I play MMOs. Like I don't need that.
True.
Yeah, I just need like a couple hours out of the week and make that feel good.
Right.
You know, I played 14 the other night, and I'll probably play it one more time this week. And it respects my time. Like my dailies, it gives me EXP. I get like the materials that I need, and then I can do my weeklies like right there in that same stretch, and I'm straight.
Like. And if you want to spend more time in that game, you can get more out of it. But it's like so many games require too much of a doggone time investment. And I'm tired of so many games coming out. I'm tired of these pseudo single player Destiny games.
Yeah.
Like I don't need a gear grind in a single player game. That's something I want to say. I do not need a gear grind in a single player game. If your game is single player, put one of the best weapons or armor pieces behind an optional boss fight that's hard as shit, and that's all I ask for.
Well, I mean, all of the games that got shut down, in fairness, are multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, it could be the oversaturation of live service games that
because
it's just now trickling down to the ones that are not popular or as popular and making profit to be shut down.
Dead is more expensive now with the rise of interest rates, so things have to be making a certain amount of money to be viable. Like free money doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So, whatever tax benefit or whatever profit margin that they were making off these games isn't enough to support them unless you're something like Fortnite, which makes all the money.
Right. But the thing is, Fortnite and Rumbleverse, both coming from Epic, both not things Epic bought like Rocket League or Fall Guys, like both things, like they published it for Iron Galaxy, but Epic itself developed and still develops Fortnite. Like they develop Unreal Engine alongside Fortnite at this point. But yeah, Rumbleverse, it just seems like a lot of these games we have our small periods of Gundam, Overwatch, Knockout City, all of these games like just back to back to back to back to back. Apex, like all of these live service games that it's like when a lot of people are playing it, but the second it falls off, it's like because I remember Chris talking to us when we were still playing Apex of like, what would Apex take to fall off? All it took was Apex just not getting content like that.
Right. Or just not like hitting like that.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is also the thing about Apex. Apex has, what, 2 game modes that are effectively the same thing?
Well, no, they have the Battle Royale and then they have Arena. And I mean,
That's what
Arena...
I'm talking about. Those are the 2 game modes that are basically the same thing.
I mean, how much more does Fortnite really have?
I mean, Fortnite has... So Fortnite
I mean,
had a
they do,
Fallout
like,
Boy
fun shit.
concert.
We can't bring Fortnite into this.
Yeah, because Fortnite...
Well, I mean,
No, we can, because this is my point, though. It's Fortnite has a range of content they'll have. Some of it's limited, some of it's permanent. Like, they went and made a no-build mode. So it's like, if you want to build in Fortnite, you can build. If you don't, you don't. Like, you know, and building actually changes how you approach that game.
Yeah.
So those game modes feel different versus something like BR, versus something like Apex, which only has the Battle Royale and arenas, which are still effectively the same game.
Yeah.
Because you're taking your fights the exact same way.
No, not...
No.
Yeah, no. I'd say Arena changed Apex entirely too much to say that, because Battle Royale, like, Fortnite doesn't necessarily have an Arena's equivalent. Like, yeah, they have Save the World and they have all these other things that people don't interact with, and yeah, people have probably made Arena...
I thought they got rid of Save the World.
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just load straight into Zero Bill Battle Royale and live there, so...
Real.
Every once in a while, they'll have, like, these custom, like, user-created islands for certain, like... Like, there's Dragon Ball stuff going on right now, so they probably have that Dragon Ball island up that's just playing Dragon Ball Super episodes just 24/7. So... Yeah, there was a Fallout Boy concert. Apex is removing arenas in Season 16.
I don't even keep up with Apex to even fucking know.
Well,
but I will say this about the 2 modes. They do feel different.
Yeah.
Because you approach them both differently.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm bad at that game. I feel like I approach fights in both modes the exact same way.
No, because you can't get third-partied in arenas. Third-partying is...
Yeah.
But you can get
but I feel like
7 parties.
But that also goes back to why I said it's maybe because I'm bad at that game. Because I don't really acknowledge third-partying until after I've gotten shot. Like, when I'm in a firefight, I'm in a firefight.
Oh, no. In Battle Royale, it's like, oh, I was shooting at them, but they were shooting at us. But 3 different teams were shooting at them, so it's just a shit show. Which you're not going to have a situation like that when it's just 3v3 in arenas.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while we're talking about Apex, Apex Mobile and Battlefield Mobile both got shut down. And I know Apex Mobile had a lot of content that was really cool. That it had exclusive heroes. It had like
its own heirlooms.
Right. So there was a lot of content that was made for Apex Mobile that I hope they find a way to transition back into the main Apex game, because all of that Apex content is good. Well, the game has needed it since before Apex Mobile came out, and
here's something I would like to say about the mobile versions of popular competitive games. Why are the skins so much better in the mobile version? And I'm not just talking about Apex. I'm also talking about fucking League of Legends Wild Rift. Like, fucking, how does Zeri already have a fucking project skin in that game? What the fuck? I want that fucking Project Zeri skin, but I refuse to play Wild Rift.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like, that's the thing. Even being
I have all the characters. Like, this is the fun thing. If you have Game Pass, you have every character in League and Valorant.
Mm-hmm.
Both versions.
Oh yeah, that is dope.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I love that. I love that. Mm-hmm. But I have too many skins on the PC version that I'd like to keep using.
I feel that. That's like me in Apex. Like, it was like, yeah, I would have been down to try it, and I definitely would have been down to give it a go now that I have my backbone. It just wasn't something that crossed my mind. My backbone's been more so for cloud streaming through Xbox and remote play for PlayStation. So,
Right.
Crossfire X. Well, what's up, Chris?
Why is there? Okay, I understand. So I was at Target today.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at the backbone. And I was like, damn, this is actually kind of cool. Might want to look into maybe thinking about getting one.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the differences between the PlayStation and Xbox One is that they have the sacred symbols and then the Xbox controller buttons.
Yeah,
But the boxes on them, like the Xbox One that's like has their buttons, it advertises like Stadia, it advertises so many things plus Xbox, but you look at the PlayStation one, it just says PlayStation.
well,
And I was like,
the thing is, the other one isn't necessarily an Xbox branded one. Like, I think if it were an Xbox branded one, it'd be more so, because, like, this one, when you open the back, it has the PlayStation symbol. And so, like, this one is...
I think it is. It comes with, like, 1 month of Game Pass.
So does this one.
I mean,
that's how I have Game Pass right now.
The PlayStation one comes with Game Pass?
Yeah, I've played Octopath Traveler on Xbox cloud streaming on my PlayStation branded backbone on my Apple phone.
Yeah, but the PlayStation exclusive one doesn't advertise anything but the PlayStation.
But legitimately everything the Backbone app and any game that, like, I've played Vampire Survivors mobile on this. I've anything that supports the controller on your phone will support it, and the Backbone app is just the same Backbone app. Like, even if you download it without having a Backbone, it has like all the things. It's like you could use this for Xbox. You could use this like I use it for PlayStation Remote Play because my primary place of playing is PlayStation. But Apple Arcade, any of the things that work on the other one that they advertise for the other one, work on this one. It's the same thing. It's just this one has different buttons and different coloring and a PlayStation logo on the back.
Is this an Apple-made product?
No, but it's like...
Use a lightning cable.
Yeah. So they have one for Android, but I think the PlayStation one is only for iPhone, and the regular one, like the main one, is iPhone. But they also have it available, like, through their website where you can get it for Android.
That's cool.
But for iPhone, it's easier because all of our iPhones are the exact same size, so it's a lot easier for them to just be like, all right, we'll put a lightning cable, it'll fit exactly like this, and that's how it'll work. And I mean, it works well.
It's viable.
Yeah. The other night, I was remote playing my PlayStation from my room just because there was a PlayStation Stars challenge where it was like, open these 4 games that are available on the PlayStation Plus extra tier. And I was like, okay, so I'll just download these 4 games and open them and get these rewards points and then delete the games. And I did all of that from my Backbone instead of having to come in here, sit at my desk, like, you know, because it was just like essentially doing that really quick to get some rewards points towards getting free PlayStation Store credit, you know?
I feel that.
So I just want to bring up a couple more of the games that got shut down just because it's been a lot of live service games. Crossfire X, the Remedy made the single player game. Apparently in other markets, Crossfire is like a big brand. So Xbox made like the move of like, hey, let's try and bring this to a Western audience. And apparently it didn't play well. And it was the only Game Pass game ever to miss its release date. It was like, the game didn't get delayed or anything. It just like you were supposed to be able
Was
to
it
play
ready?
it. You were supposed to be able to play it day one on Game Pass, and they were just like, "Nah, it's on Game Pass now, and I guess until it shuts down." But it was the first one that like, yeah, it took it like 3 days after the date they said it would be there to actually get there.
That's wild.
But yeah, so Crossfire X and then Knockout City, one that we actually all enjoyed and played. And recently I just did, like, they were migrating to Epic servers. I went in, I logged into my Epic account.
Yeah, that was the thing that kind of got me. I was like, damn, y'all just had this big migration over to Epic, and now you're like, yeah, we're shutting down in, what, June?
Yeah, so...
You got 4 months to enjoy.
Right,
Right,
and then
but-
after that, they're doing it where you can do private servers on PC.
Yeah,
So-
and basically they came out and said like this was their idea to like kind of sunset the game because you know they're trying to move on and they're seeing that being independent and trying to run these servers and shit like that was proven to be a lot. So they're just like, yeah, we're gonna do something else.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
essentially
that's
they
fair.
got their funding from EA, had EA running their servers, became independent from EA, brought in all their stuff, and
It was just too much work for them.
well,
It's fair.
the thing is, like, they developed their netcode. They did a lot of like, they learned a lot and were able to do a lot because they had EA money, and now it's like they would rather do something else instead of spending a lot of their time, energy, and resources on maintaining a game that's essentially lost its entire player base.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, that totally makes sense. Like, for them, like, Rumbleverse and Apex and Battlefield and... Well, Crossfire is not so much the same deal, but those are, like, big publishers putting a lot of money behind this and it not having the player base to support the investment, which, I mean, is totally fair because none of... That is the one thing. Even the ones of these that I played, I wasn't actively playing them. I'm like 14. I'm actively paying a subscription. Like Monster Hunter, like just bought Rise for the 3rd time. You know. Well, technically 4th, because I had Switch physical because I got the collector's edition, Switch digital because I wanted to play at midnight, even though that didn't work out the way I planned. It was like 3 a.m. when it went live and everybody had fallen asleep. We were like, yeah, midnight, we're hype. It's 9 p.m. in California. 3 hours later, it's like, nah, we're all tired. We'll do this shit tomorrow. But then PC, I got it on Steam, and then now PlayStation. So 4th time. But, yeah, none of these games, even like Knockout City, which I know Radic would go back to periodically, and if ever somebody was like, hey, let's play it, we could get together a group and get on, and there were people to play. It wasn't like matchmaking was taking forever, like Overwatch towards the end of Overwatch 1, where it's like you'd get on just to queue and maybe play 2 matches, but you spent an hour to be able to play those 2 matches just like with all the waiting. So, yeah, RIP to these games. I hope that the team...
I'm going to re-download some Knockout City
live
and
service
get back to
games
playing.
are down this week. Like, wasn't it like 8 of them?
Well, I mean, Avengers announced it like last week. The question I wanted to pose to you guys is, what do you think is next? What's a live service game that we've popped into? Boruto. No, Boruto's obviously making money. They're still making new content for that shit. So
yeah, they're still advertising that shit, and it was just one of the PlayStation Plus games too. So more people have it now.
right. So
instead, if y'all want to play it,
no, I'm good. My prediction for the next one is Multiverses. And the one that I'm scared about, because I just don't know how well it's doing outside of our specific friend group, is Gundam.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I could see.
they just put out some shit saying they're dropping more content
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a roadmap.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Gundam. I personally feel like Gundam might survive a little while longer. I think Gundam isn't going to go down so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because Rumbleverse.
On the other hand,
multiverse.
that's the one I truly think is next. Because it had like a really big splash when it came out, and then it basically died within the month.
Right, and the thing is, they had like a roadmap of things to put out, and they put out X amount of content, and then went silent. So I don't think we know who the next Multiverses character is supposed to be. I didn't know they added Martian Manhunter, which apparently was the last character.
Had no clue.
But it was like the launch roster, then LeBron, then Morty, then
I mean,
Rick.
that sucks because that game was actually like it was good.
Yeah, but have you played it? When was the last time you played it, Chris?
That's what I'm saying. It sucks because I mean, it sucks that it didn't find its fan base.
Well, it found.
When's the last time when we played like Super Smash Bros?
Yeah, but Smash
been a while,
Bros.
and
isn't
this
a
is the
live
same game.
service. It's yeah.
It's behind the wall of the Switch.
Yeah.
Like Smash has problems that have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I think the real problem with Multiverses is really just the fact that like number one, all fighting games are niche. Fighting games are niche.
But they sell well.
They sell
as a genre.
Street Fighter 6 is about to change some lives.
Right.
And I mean, Guilty Gear is the highest selling Arc System Works game of all time. Tekken 7 has sold millions.
You know who I am.
Yeah, I know.
Fighting games, Mortal Kombat is one of the best-selling franchises. Just period. Like fighting games, they're niche, but
I mean, they
sell.
do sell, but like the amount of people who spend time actually playing them for like long periods, they're sweaty, and it's more of a niche market.
Yeah,
like people who will casually dabble, that's not really going to affect your numbers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, heck, look at the way we play fighting games.
I mean,
like, heck, the only reason I could say for a while I consistently played Tekken was for Tekken Tuesdays. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's niche. And while Multiverses is a party game, and this comes to my next reason why Multiverses kind of fell off. Multiverses wants to be competitive more than it wants to be fun. And I think the e-sportsification of a lot of games have led to their downfall. The biggest one, in my opinion, is Overwatch. But,
yeah, the thing is crazy because the Activision Blizzard money, because Call of Duty Mobile is not getting shut down. Like, Call of Duty servers are up all the way back to, like, World at War. Like, Activision, they leave their servers up for their games. So it'll be really interesting if Overwatch is the one to get shut down next.
I think the part of the root of, well, outside of Blizzard being fucking Blizzard, but the root of a lot of the problems with Overwatch comes from the fact that it wants to be an esport instead of a fun hero shooter. Like, that's my
thing. I think it takes care of the esports side of it than the casual player or the player that's like at home playing this game every single day.
Right, because competitive games have always had a problem with trying to balance it so that it keeps pro play interesting, but it doesn't ruin anything for the regular people. Like, in League of Legends recently, there's a support character named Yumi. I hate this character. Worst character they ever made. I really wish they never made this character. They just nerfed her into the ground to get her out of pro play. They're like, they nerfed the character so bad, it's like, yeah, no one really should be playing this.
What made her so broken?
Basically, she broke one of the fundamental rules of League of Legends. She can basically become untargetable and uninteractable. She spends most of her time uninteractable and untouchable. So she gets to do whatever she wants, going from character to character, healing them, giving them a damage boost, throwing at her own damage, while being untouchable.
That's annoying.
Right. So it's like, if you're bad at the game, you could basically connect to your AD carry as Yumi, and just play the game enough not to get AFK banned, and you could borderline win off of that. But if you're good at Yumi, you can 1v9 the entire fucking game, and it's stupid. Because it doesn't matter how good your opponents are if you can heal and give them a damage boost while being untouchable. You can't just be like, kill the cat, they lose their healing and their damage boost, and we can go from there. You can't do that. It basically turned what was originally a 5v5 into a 5v4 into a 5v6. So they basically had to delete her from the game. And I'm okay with that. Fuck that champ. But it's like, but that's not the first time this happened in League. Like multiple times you'll see characters borderline get deleted from the game because of how strong they are in pro play, but they're not like the strongest in casual.
All right. Speaking of pro play, and I forgot to bring this up earlier when we were talking about Apex, Titanfall Legends was the code name for a single-player game in the Titanfall Apex Legends universe, developed by Respawn, that was being developed at EA, that they canceled before they even announced it. It was rumors, there were people talking about it, people working on it, something that would have been awesome. Like, some of the rumors around it now are saying that it could have been the campaign single-player portion for Apex Legends, and like the different legends would show up to give you power-ups and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
In the story. And I mean, Titanfall 2 campaign is one of those things of like, if you haven't played it, you need to play it. I honestly thought about making some space on my Steam Deck for it, because
I need to go back and finish it. I played like the first couple missions. It was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My PC save is like, I'd say about a third of the way through the game, so
Greg, I'm willing to say that Titanfall 2 has top 3 best campaigns of a first-person shooter of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it's really up there. It's
at least top 3.
Damn.
Yeah.
So getting another one of those would have been great, but it's now canceled, so I don't have that to look forward to. And they said Titanfall 3 is not a thing, so...
Damn, that's wild.
Damn.
I wonder how far into production they were before they just scrapped it.
I'd say probably over a year, you know?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be sure that they got out of pre-production.
Yeah.
I think if it actually hit production before all this, it wouldn't have got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still in pre-production.
Yeah, that'll make sense.
Like,
They're probably so iffy on it.
Yeah.
They're not that. I mean, they're stupid enough to put the sandwich Titanfall 2 in between the new Call of Duty and freaking Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I mean, we're getting close to like 10 years since that happened. That was like...
exactly. That's my point. The last time I can remember EA doing something that was a while ago. So I give them the benefit of the doubt that Apex was in pre-production.
All right.
That's fair.
So, last week we talked about demos. Demos have been like kind of making a comeback, and it's one of those things that's coming up a lot. Like PlayStation Store added a demo section to the home screen of the PlayStation Store. So with all of that going on, we have a new... Square Enix has been doing most of the demos. Like, they've been kind of putting the industry on their back. And so we got a demo with 30 songs from Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. And
Damn, that's a good amount.
I mean, the game, when it's all said and done, is going to have over 500 songs. It's insane. It is, like, ridiculously... It's like, if you have liked a game in any Square... if you have liked a song in any Square Enix game, odds are it's going to end up in Theater Rhythm when it's all said and done. We already have a Nier series pack confirmed. We have a Nier Automata pack confirmed. There's Live Alive music, Saga... But,
you said Nier Automata pack?
Mm-hmm.
I think I might need that game now.
Wow, that kind
problem-
of changes things.
That
Can I
changes
just
a lot of
can I
things.
just put the controller down and just let it, do its thing?
Well,
Let it play.
once you
is there,
play through a
is there an
song,
auto battle?
What is it
One-
on?
it's on Switch and PlayStation. You can play the demo that has 30 songs. I wish it was on Steam because it'd be better
Like,
on
I
Steam
want
Deck.
this on my Steam Deck.
Yeah, it would. Keeping it like super real, it would be an awesome Steam Deck game. But alas.
Oh, this is dope.
Yeah, so if you look, I know Jawan posted it in, I think,
I need that Endwalker pack.
the
Yes,
14.
sir.
There's already, so the demo has Final Fantasy 2, 5, 7, 13, 14, 15. That, and you can play through like the first stage of each of those. So that's about like 5-ish songs from each of those games, and you get to unlock like 4 characters from each of those games. Like, looking at the character roster, there are like hundreds of characters. If there's like a main character in a Final Fantasy game that you want on your party, by the time I finished a demo, my party was like Cloud, Lightning, Yustola, and Alphino. So Alisaie's not in it, and the unfortunate part is Yustola, Thancred, and Alphino are all in their Realm Reborn fits.
Oh,
Dripless.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a chance that their fits could change as you get further?
Doesn't look like it.
Because
Because they have
Okay, I was
multiple
gonna ask, like-
clouds. They have like FF7 Cloud and Advent Children
because
Cloud.
do they have the Shadowbringers music pack in that game?
Well, I don't know what comes in the 14 music. I'm looking for the list.
Because I personally would assume that we would get the different outfits with the songs from the different X packs. So, like, once you got Shadowbringers, you would get like probably Yustola.
They're just going to sell all that shit on the side.
Yeah,
true.
Well, the thing
yeah,
is,
the Dragon Song
outside
pack,
of okay, so I'm bringing it up. A full list of 385 in the base game, and then there are more that you need the DLC packs, but yeah, it doesn't look like characters are going to be the focus, and it seems like because the DLC roadmap that they put out, I think that's going to be it. And I think this is the last game. Because this series started for the 25th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had one. There was the first game, there was the Curtain Call on 3DS, which everybody thought was the last one. And now it's Final Bar Line, which is for the 35th anniversary. So I just dropped the list on the fandom wiki for it. And so you guys can like scroll through and see just all the different, because they have 13, 2 Lightning. So like for characters that have more than one appearance and more than one thing, they have like that version of that character from that specific series. But like I haven't seen 2B yet, so I don't know if like the Nier stuff is going to have those characters. And so I don't know if the 14 stuff will get to the point where we're getting updated versions of any of these characters.
I mean, probably not. I think this probably is just going to be more focused on the music.
music though, like
It would be sick.
it's like look. Let's be 100 here. This is Square Enix. This is the company with like some of the most illustrious soundtracks in gaming.
True.
Like,
Oh, it's got Dissidia. We could get Dissidia, Yustola.
oh Dissidia. Oh Dissidia.
I think the characters from Dissidia are like the Dissidia original characters. Like,
Oh.
let me see if I can find this like character list.
Damn. The 14 And 14 track list.
Okay, so there are 104 characters. Let me check under 14. Yustola and Yustola, Yida, Thancred, and
Yustola and
Alphino.
Yustola.
You got so many Yustolas, you could stack a Yustola on top of Yustola.
Why was Ida?
Huh?
Why would they choose her?
Because Realm Reborn.
Oh, why they pick Yustola? I'll tell you why they picked Yustola. Because
No,
not
not
Yustola.
Yustola.
Everybody knows that.
Ida.
Oh, Ida.
Ida.
Yeah, so I just dropped the full character list.
What about Minfilia? If you're gonna go Realm Reborn.
Yeah,
Right, that
Minfilia
would
would
have
have been
made
good.
that would have made more sense than a fake character wearing a mask. Yeah, I said it. I didn't like her till she took off the mask.
They didn't like.
And then she skyrocketed.
First Bane, they didn't like me till I took off the mask.
But yeah,
They didn't care who I was until they knew I was a baddie.
but
Look,
Chris,
we all know there's a
Jalen,
reason why they named the quest after that red dress. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest y'all
Which is
try
in
it out.
Garlemald. It was like, yeah, fuck this code shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did forget about Yida though. I completely forgot
Yep.
about Yida. Like,
Right.
And this is pre her taking off the mask, so
Damn.
right, exactly. That's why I forgot.
Not even best version.
Yeah, and her homie Papa Limo.
okay. But yeah, I suggest you guys try this demo, see how you feel about it, and like just between like every like 3 songs or so, they kind of advertise the game to you. The first time you have to like watch this trailer for it that hyped me up, honestly. As somebody who already pre-ordered the game, I was like, yeah, this is that good shit that I have to look forward to. But I'd say try it out on Switch, try it out. It's a PS4 demo, so it's playable on PS5, but Jalen, I know you can either do Switch or PS4. And just give it a spin. It's a free demo. If the progress transfers to the full game, I wasn't expecting a demo. And I have my prediction that next Wednesday, the 8th, we're going to be getting Octopath Traveler 2 demo on PlayStation and Switch. And probably
I needs that.
I'm seriously hoping that getting it on Steam will just like...
Is Chris just pulling out a PlayStation 2 casually?
Okay.
like,
Just casually. I tried to hide it in the blur.
Oh, you mean this old thing?
I was just replacing the laser, so I was getting ready to put it back in after the episode.
okay.
Good.
Well,
Oh, in other news, which was hilarious, is Netflix tried to fumble the fucking bag again. And then a lot of people were like, we still know how to pirate. And they changed it
We own your ass.
very
Netflix.
quickly. It was hilarious. That was the funniest shit. It's like, fuck you, corporations.
Yeah, because that plan they were trying to roll out was like authoritarian. Like, what the fuck?
Heck, it's
Oh, wait.
not just authoritarian, but it would fuck with the user experience so fucking hard to the point that I would cancel my Netflix subscription because it pissed me off.
What was it essentially?
To try and cut down on password sharing.
you'd have to do a monthly check-in on your home network.
Home network. Like, if you let's say you leave and you go like out of town and you're trying to watch Netflix, you would have to like do some temporary shit, and you only have 7 days where you can use it outside of your home network.
It's like literally you
Really?
can't just use the damn thing you're paying for.
Right, and it's like, how do you know what my home network is?
And that
Right.
brings up another issue. How the fuck you know what my home network is? You ain't supposed to know that, fucking Netflix. All you're supposed to do is cancel the fucking lesbian vampire show I was fucking watching. Fuck you.
Doesn't sound
First,
like
like,
they were supposed to do that at all.
Nah, they were going to do that anyway because Netflix always cancels this good stuff because of syndication, in my opinion. They don't want to pay that syndication money on anything good, so they got to cancel it real quick.
Yep. Right here, this was a nice one and done.
Even though I will say, I think we have been spoiled by streaming, and we forgot about how things were back in the TV days. Like, there would be plenty of times you would start this pretty good TV sci-fi show, and then you'd find out at the cliffhanger that shit was canceled 2 years before you started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody Jericho.
Jericho, what was that show? Regenesis was another one. Stargate Universe was another one. Like, it just kept happening. It keeps happening.
Sci-Fi Channel.
Did you ever watch Dark Matter?
Dark Matter was good.
It was until it wasn't.
Right. And that's the thing about a lot of them shows. They're good until there wasn't. Like, heck, Killjoys started off good, then it wasn't, and then it ended good.
Yeah, they should have never got their memories back.
Right. It's like, oh, right.
Oh, what was that one where everybody disappeared for 2 years? It's like everybody got like raptured.
What?
Was it Manifest or something?
No, that's the one where the plane left and then came back 2 years later.
I thought that was 4400.
Wait.
I thought that was the 4400.
I don't know.
Yes, both of those are true. Can confirm, both of those are true.
I don't even know. Chris, help me get out of this. We played Resident Evil 5.
It finally happened, y'all.
Not all the way, not a full, huge production.
Where we get? Oh, we got to the QTE truck driving scene.
Okay.
No, we got.
What the fuck is this game?
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil 5 is just like set piece after set piece. It's like you're going to be.
5 is when Resident Evil truly became an action movie.
Right.
A B action movie.
And that's why I love it. A solid ass part. We're about to go to the swamp.
Ooh, the swamp level was fun. Probably by next week, y'all will be at the mountains. We have to deal with that invisible motherfucker.
We could probably beat the game in like one sitting.
One session. I mean, we were doing like I had a few drinks. I was a little rusty.
Chris was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Chris was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I had started streaming Monster Hunter, and like Chris came in and was like, "Hey, are you done?" I'm like, "Chris, I got to do these 2 hunts." Chris asked like 7 times over the course of 1 hunt. You ready for Resident Evil? I'm like, Chris.
Well, it was either that or I'm going to start another match on Yu-Gi-Oh. I need to know if I need to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, do I start another match?
Wait, what'd you ask, Dylan?
Either way.
I said, but those Monster Hunter hunts are slick long as shit.
Yeah. But I was like,
it depends.
It's going to take like a minute, but it was, I'd say, about an hour to do those 2 hunts.
So yeah, I died a little bit too much. I was like, damn, this game is not that hard.
See, but the thing about it though is like with modern, going back to like those type of Resident Evil games, it's the stop and shooting that always messes me up when I come back.
Oh my god!
Because I'm too spoiled with being able to still, walk backwards with a gun in my hand.
You can't do that?
No, not in
5. No, you still have to
like ready up and
you still have to ready up. I mean, which makes sense in real life because like you're not going to be actually accurate if you're shooting and moving, like you're not.
I don't know about you, but I abide by anime law, so I can do that.
Exactly, but this is a video game, so I should be able to walk backwards and shoot.
And minimum.
Mm-hmm.
At least backwards.
Minimum.
But yeah, so I mean, Chris, I'd tell people stay tuned twitch.tv/Anton6.
Yeah,
we'll probably do it again.
I'm gonna get all the 24, 25 of those emblems. I don't know what. It was like in my something clicked when I got to certain areas and be like, oh, there's an emblem nearby. I'm like, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. And
a lucky emblem.
Did you play Kingdom Hearts 3 or are you just
I just like Goofy.
Imagine if the entire plot of Kingdom Hearts is really just Goofy trying to impress Roxanne with his old D&D stories. Because that's also, and it makes sense why Daffy doesn't heal you if you were originally supposed to be Mickey instead of Sora. Because Donald is a hater.
Donald is a hater.
A canonical hater.
Okay.
I agree. Also, Chris, we played Yu-Gi-Oh last night. So
God damn it!
We're back to play. No, this was at like 2 a.m.
Oh, that's not me. That ain't me.
Oh, so you had some real Yu-Gi-Oh in the real chat. Everything changes once you hit midnight, and then everything changes again once you hit about 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm. God damn.
It was real. I hopped off 14. I was like, nah. I just boot up Yu-Gi-Oh real quick. I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh like fuck.
They got Karibo as the little I mate or whatever they call it as they're on the battle pass.
Oh yeah, I copped the battle pass too since I had the coins for it.
Right. I was like, okay. I mean, you essentially make your coins back plus 300, and then you get like 100 worth of the. It's worth it. I've never paid for the battle pass, and I've always like came out with way more coins than I had.
Right. Also, you be playing like fuck though.
I do.
All right. So the last story I want to hit before we wrap for the day, Wolverine, the Insomniac game, is apparently people have referred to it as a hard R, and I'm like, first of all, it'd be a hard M because this is a video game.
Think about it, it's like
Black History Month.
Oh yeah, Jalen just got it of like.
I mean, Wolverine looks.
Of where the problem with that exact phrasing comes in.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll think about it in movie terms. No, this isn't a movie.
It's not a movie. Right.
Right, but also it has to compete with the X-Men Origins Wolverine game because that game's fucking sick.
I think it's going to be better than that because like
That's a hard bargain. X-Men Origins Wolverine was a good game.
Spider-Man 2016 being the best Spider-Man game was a hard thing to do. Like it's just like definitively becoming the Spider-Man game.
I mean, there's a lot of ass ones out there.
Because in my opinion, the definitive Spider-Man game, like
Spider-Man 2 on PS2.
Spider-Man 2 on GameCube wants to be up there, but really, really, my favorite Spider-Man game is Web of Shadows. I'm not gonna even lie to you. It's Web of Shadows.
And Insomniac doesn't. 2016 doesn't sit up there with Web of Shadows.
Oh, I said my favorite is Web of Shadows. 2016 is like number 2.
Okay.
Your favorite doesn't always have to be the best, too.
Yeah, but also my thing about it though is
facts.
I liked like Insomniac Spider-Man was a really good bridge between how the MCU handles its superheroes and how the comics handles its superheroes. But I love my complete other video gamey comic book bullshit like Web of Shadows.
Okay.
I'm really ready for like
and also Black Cat
for Across
Good
the
old Black
Spider-Verse.
In that symbiote suit. Yes, Lord.
Symbiote suit, Spider-Man 2.
Like straight up, I ain't going front.
We're getting
I'll
the
become
symbiote
more and more
suit in Spider-Man 2 2023, so...
Yep.
I wonder what they're gonna call it. Did they put a name on that game yet?
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Just Spider-Man 2.
Yep. Marvel's Spider-Man 2? Because every single Marvel game is Marvel something. So like,
I think it needs a more definitive name.
No, I think
Spider-Man. Like they need to pluralize it because you're playing because clearly you're playing as both Miles and Pete. Like you gotta pluralize that shit.
I'm ready for it. Like that's one of my most anticipated games of this year. It's my most anticipated fall game. But like,
it's coming out this year?
Yeah, 2023, fall 2023, allegedly. But Insomniac also doesn't really miss their dates like that.
This is true.
And considering they haven't put a definitive date, I think I think it'll make it out in 2023. Because outside of that, like, PlayStation doesn't have a lot that we know about. So for that to be the game that they're saying, yes, that is our 2023 tentpole, I think they're going to do whatever they need to do to get it out.
Tentpole was going to be Final Fantasy.
Well, that's not first party.
Yeah, but you know how Sony treats the Japanese game market in the West. It might as well be. Like, let's be real here. Like, let's be real about exclusives when 90% of the games coming from Japan are fucking Sony exclusives. Like, come on. Like, come on.
Yeah. I would say 16, but I get it though.
16 is my most anticipated.
It's going to be on
down.
PC, and then it's gonna it'll be everywhere else eventually.
Allegedly, because I mean, 7 Remake still isn't on Xbox, and we're coming up on 2 years later.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, that's my point. That's my point. Like, remember, didn't Sony have to cancel their big presentation because they were trying to claim that Microsoft's wanted exclusivity was going to... Basically, they're fighting over Call of Duty. Let's be 100 here. It's just Call of Duty. That's the only thing they care about.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, what was it? Silent Hill, RE4, and another 16 trailer just dropped out of the ether.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know. Like, I'm excited for Spider-Man 2, but I just don't think about it. I'm just going to be... I guess because there's not a lot of news for it, but once that news starts rolling out, that's going to really get the hype going for me, for sure.
I'm not going to pretend like the only reason I care so much is that's the game that's going to get me to buy a PS5. Like, that game right there is going to be when I get my PlayStation.
So by the end of this year, allegedly.
Yeah, you'll be able to walk into a store and pick one up.
All right. I mean, it seems like you can do that now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen one in a store yet, but I also haven't been in a store that would have a PS5.
That's fair.
I mean, I've been into Walmart recently, but I wouldn't expect a Walmart in the hood to just have a PS5.
That's true as well.
That is very true.
All right. Well, does anybody have one more thing before we wrap?
Yes, I do actually. I re-downloaded Ghost of Tsushima. Once I got my save from PS4 mitigated. Oh my god, the director's cut and where I left off at. Like I'm on the first part right when you go to rescue Lord Shimura. So like that part where you close out the like the first area and you get
you're
to
about
move
to go
to
in
the second. Yeah. So that's where I am. That shit was fine. You have that 1v1 duel. I was like, oh, this is why people really like Ghosts like that. I get it. And like the haptics, like the art style, like the enhanced graphics, the 3D audio.
You gotta put it on.
I do need to go back and play it on PS5.
Anytime you start one of those, when you do the legendary duels, put that shit in Karasaka mode for when you're doing the legendary duels. Because number one, those fights are fun as shit. Those are some really good fights.
Yeah.
Especially since they all have a special move that you haven't seen yet.
Yep. It's fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
I
It makes
really
you really want to get more focus points, though. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Was it hard to get your save transferred over?
No, it's one of the few games that does it automatically.
Yeah, it's super easy. It just wasn't. I just didn't do like one step.
Yeah, I need to pop in that Ghost. Play it on the PS5.
Oh yeah,
I haven't played the DLC yet.
I was about to say, do you do the director's cut or the PlayStation 5 upgrade?
I haven't done the upgrade yet,
Okay.
or the director's. I platinumed it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this game down now.
Well, I mean, even just picking it back up, like the PS4 version on PS5, it'll run at 60 FPS, but it's another level to it when you're playing the PS5 native version because it's running at a higher resolution.
Yeah, and those haptics, Oh my god! Like having that 1v1 duel, and like you're really feeling the swords like just clink against each other, like when you're parrying and like attacking, and it just sounds off in your head, and you hear like the raindrops and the wind I'm like, fuck, I'm here. I'm like, I'm fucking here. I'm in it. I am in this duel.
You're in it, in it.
In it. That's all I had in it.
All right. Well, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Anton63X's. Chris.
You can follow me at Chef and Chris.
Jalen.
Wade Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X.
All right, this has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by I Know Jones. Until next time.